Well, good morning, my Teaser King family. What's going on here? A lot of glare. Let me try to get rid of this glare. Hmm. Don't want to see this. What's going on? Odd. I never get this glare before. My apologies. Let's see if that helps. Yeah, that did help. All right. How's everybody today? The end of May. So, baseball had a average day. Ended up -1 unit. Um, did hit the lock, Atlanta, 3 units, that one. We won the White Sox. We won Pitt. We lost Cleveland. We won Milwaukee. We lost Tampa. We won Atlanta, the lock. We lost the Cubs over 8. They had 7. And we're about to tie the game up in the bottom of the ninth. Philly over 8.5 get a 7, and Seattle over 7 gets a 6. So one of those days, but that's okay. I mean, that's a bad day. It's a -1, so we can't worry about that. That's pretty good. Today, I do have 3 locks going, and I will give you one of them as the free play. So let's look at yesterday's scores. White Sox 7, Detroit 1. Played it perfectly as Detroit stinks. They basically can't hit. Framber Valdez is terrible, and the White Sox aren't great, but they were good enough. So they win 7-1. As I said, it was an over game, but they did get over 7.5. But it was really hard to play it over because you knew you weren't going to get help from the Tigers. Therefore, it gave you a White Sox play because the Tigers aren't going to score. The White Sox should score a lot. And that's exactly what you had. Orioles 6-5. I had Toronto under, and I said no. And then I had Toronto, and I said no. And I ended up not playing the game, and Baltimore won 6-5. So I would have been wrong on both ends. Texas 7, Kansas City 6. So we're starting to get some hitting from Kansas City. Washington 9, San Diego 4. Again, these were games where the starters were bullpen guys or guys that you had no idea, and that's why we couldn't play them. Pittsburgh 10-9 over Minnesota, and it was the same deal. I did play Pitt over 8. So Pitt over 8, they play a 19-run game. Pitt can hit. They have hitters. The Red Sox 9, Cleveland 1. I don't know what happened here. Boston wins 9-1. A lot of it comes in the bullpen in the late innings. There's a 5-run inning or something. I see that a lot now, a 5-6-run inning, a pitcher with a 9 ERAs pitching, and you got to look at the manager, and he needs to be fired because he's costing his team games by bringing out this guy with the 5, 6, 7 ERA, and he gives up 9 runs, 5, 6 runs in an inning. I mean, this is pathetic. Terrible managing. Houston 9, Milwaukee 2. We did have Milwaukee over. Okay, we had Milwaukee over 8.5. They played in 11. The Mets 6, Miami 1. Didn't play. Good to see the Mets win. But wasn't interested again. Based on the pitchers. California 14, Tampa Bay 3. We did play Tampa. I have no idea. California to score 14 runs, and Tampa, again, this is probably the reliever giving up 7 or 8 runs in an inning. Atlanta 5-2 over the Reds. This was our lock, 3-unit, and Atlanta wins easy 5-2. The Cubbies 6, the Cardinals 1. I went over because both pitchers. That pitcher for the Cubs, Ben Brown, looks pretty good. I was watching this game and the playoff game, the basketball game at the same time, and he just pitched really well. This Ben Brown, so we'll keep an eye on him. Colorado 8-3 over the Giants, and you think, oh, why didn't I play this game over? Because the over was 11 on the game, so it was too high. I didn't play it. 8-3, Colorado wins. Oakland 6, the Yankees 4. The over on the game was 9.5, but I didn't like it. Didn't like the pitching. I thought it was a high number. Seattle 5-1. We needed 7. We got 6. Surprise there. Arizona didn't score more. Or no, Ric Flair pitched, and Ric Flair pitched good. And that's what he hasn't been pitching well. So this is what you get into the danger. Ric Flair not pitching well, so you bet against him, and then all of a sudden he throws a 2-hit shutout through 6 innings, and you're like, oh, where has this been, Mr. Flair? Because normally we're on Ric Flair, so now we can go back on him. And then the Phillies do pull out the win over the Dodgers 4-3. This total we needed was over 8.5, and we only got 7. Surprisingly, with the pitchers, the Dodgers didn't score more than 3, and Philly didn't score more than 4 because these were 2 weak pitchers going. Again, we're going by earned run averages, and that's all we can look at. And we go, wow, this guy has a 2 ERA, probably going to be low scoring. This guy has a 5 ERA, they're probably going to score a lot. And, now I'm getting more in depth. I'm going to the next level where I'm actually looking at the pitcher. And we found the guy at Cincinnati, Paddock, who's lost his last 5, who's now lost his last 6. We don't see a lot of that, but we are looking at that. So when there's a bad pitcher and he doesn't get, he just loses a lot, that's what we're looking for that also. Real quickly in the NBA, I was just stumped on this series. So we had Orlando or Oklahoma at home yesterday, just because they were at home, and they lose 111-103, a 214. It was a 212, and San Antonio scored with 5 seconds left on a dunk, just to get the over. So there must have been a lot of under betting. Otherwise, you should have just dribbled the ball out. He had no reason to dunk. So Oklahoma is a fraud. They look like shit. All they do is take a bunch of 3-point shots. I thought that was this team's pathetic. This is why the league's so bad. Orlando, the guy's driving to the hoop, and he passes out to a guy to shoot a 3-point shot. Really? So again, I think what you have in the best 2 teams are teams that get to the basket. San Antonio, I saw with a lot of dunks, a lot of balls inside. Winnebago, I don't know what he's doing at the 3-point line. That's ridiculous. He needs to be under the basket. Worked for Wilt. It worked for Kareem. Yeah, they didn't stand out there at 3-point land. Bob Lanier, come on, man. Elijah Wan, Ewing, you can't be at the 3-point line if you're 7'4". You got to be close to the basket and dunk the ball. So, but I know San Antonio gets the ball inside more. Oklahoma wants to live on the 3-point shot. Not in a game 7. You're going to choke. And that's what happened. So San Antonio got the win. Now, I've never seen the Knicks play, so let's watch game 1. And game 1 is Wednesday. I don't know what they're waiting for. And I don't have a line yet. The Knicks at San Antonio. Why don't I have a line? But I don't. Okay. I would suspect that San Antonio will be favored to win the series, and San Antonio will be a 3 or 4 point favorite, 210 in this game. And I don't know because the Knicks just keep winning. That this Charles Bronson and these other guys, I really don't know what to say. I don't know the matchup, so we're going to watch game one. I do know Winnebago will be the best player on the court. I don't know if the Knicks have a 7'4" guy or a 7-footer, which is what's needed. So we'll see. The matchup's going to come between Brunson and Winnebago. San Antonio had some other players that sometimes play, sometimes don't. And the Knicks, again, I don't know anything about them. I do know they beat Philly. They swept Philly, which is very impressive. And then they swept Cleveland, which Philly was better than Cleveland. Cleveland, Donovan Mitchell, okay, he's a guard. You don't win with guards. You win with big men. So my guess is San Antonio wins with Winnebago because they could beat Oklahoma. They won at Oklahoma twice. If you're able to beat Oklahoma, who is at least as good as the Knicks, if not better, I would think the Knicks, that San Antonio wins. They kind of prove you go on game 7 and win at Oklahoma. Yeah, you're probably going to win, but we'll see. We'll get a good look in game 1 and we'll see what happens in San Antonio. But right now I am neutral and we will wait to make the pick. Baseball, let's go through the games today. I like going through the games yesterday to give us a flavor who's hitting, who isn't. There's a lot of good matchups today that I really like. So let's get to it. All right, May 31st, and I already paid my rent for June 1st. Toronto goes to Baltimore, and Baltimore won 6-5 yesterday. Okay, we got Baltimore minus 124, 8.5. We got a guy named Miles with a bullpen guy, I guess, against Bradish with a 3.88 for Baltimore. Let's look at Miles. Spencer Miles from Missouri, and he's pitched quite a bit. So I hate the 0 ERA when he clearly has an ERA. A lot of bullpen. His last 2 games, he went 4 innings, so maybe they're converting him to a starter. In 4 innings, he gave up 2 hits, no runs, 3 hits, 1 run, 3 2/3, 2 hits, 0. So he's good for 3 innings. Pretty good. Let's check him. He's won. Well, it doesn't matter. He won the last 3, but it doesn't matter. So this guy's a bullpen guy. Just starting to go 3 innings. His ZRA is not 0. It's probably about 1.5. Again, you give up 1 run in 3 innings. It's really a ×3. It's a 3 ERA, not a 1. It's based on 9 innings. So 3 innings, 1 run is 9 innings, 3 runs. So that's the ERA. It's for 9 innings, not 1. So this 0 ERA is bullshit. It's probably close to 3. But you're going to get him for 3 innings. This makes no sense. And this Bradish for Baltimore, let's check him out. Baltimore is favored. They are at home. From Peoria, Arizona. Isn't Peoria in Illinois? All right, let's see. So he goes 6 innings a lot. 5 hits, 1 run, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 hit, 0, 5 hits, 3. So he had 3, 5, 3, 0, 2, 1. So he's getting better, but it's probably the competition. Boston, New York, and Oakland, he's given up 3, 5, 3. The Yankees beats them 7-0, and then Tampa twice. So here's Tampa, 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, and they win the game 9-7 in 13 innings. So this is the big problem in baseball. You got a guy, he pulls him early. Let's see, he had 92 pitches, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. So even though he gives up 1 run in 6 innings, and then they give up 9 runs, or no, they give up 7, so it's a 9. So here you're thinking this guy's an under, and he's not. So again, this is Bradish. 388 maybe. Again, we want to see they make changes. It's like football, right? We take the last 5 in football because they start off with they don't play exhibition. Maybe they might start this year because these teams are realizing that they suck, and if they don't play exhibition, they waste the first 3 games, and the coach gets fired because he goes 6-11. If only he would have played in the preseason, got his players ready, and you wouldn't have all the injuries. I think the Lions are finally listening to me and realizing we got to play our guys in the preseason because they're all getting hurt because they're not ready to play based on these stupid practices where they're in shorts and a t-shirt is not game shape. So Bradish 388. Toronto, I have no idea. I don't know how well Toronto hits, and I don't know how well they're going to hit this Miles guy who's basically a reliever. So let's just watch that one. Minnesota goes to Pitt. We've got Zebby Matthews for Mini 237 against Ashcraft 278. Pitt's a 149 favorite, 7.5. But when we go into Zebby Matthews from Minnesota, and he's from North Carolina, he's a Mayberry guy. So he's played 3 games, and 7 innings, 6-6. Last 2 games, 5 hits, 3 runs, and 2 runs. So he's hittable. So he's really not a 237. He pitches 5 innings. He gives up 2 runs. It's not 237. Ashcraft is a legit 278. So there you go. We'll get to our free pick a little bit later. San Diego, Washington. San Diego's minus 109, 9.5. Canning, who sucks, 777 against Zach Littell, who's no bargain either at a 6.55. So there you go. Boston, Cleveland. The Ranger going today. Cleveland minus 112 and 7. The Ranger Suarez 306 against Tanner Bibby 457. We go. We got Miami and the Mets. I did play that game, but it's not our free pick. The Mets minus 144 and 8. Junk 480 for Miami. McLean 443 for the JETSs. Did I play this game? Yes, I did. Okay. What can I say? Both pitchers are about there. We can take a look. Let's look at Junk. Jason Junk from Washington. Federal Way, what is it? Federal Express. Junk, who has a lot of pitching, but he's not a bullpen guy. 5 innings, 6-7. His last 4 games, 8 hits, 1 run, then in 5 innings. 8 hits, 8 runs, 10 hits, 7 runs, and 7 hits, 4 runs. So against Toronto, he was good. Against Atlanta, Tampa, Washington, the guy kind of blew. And that's the Junk man. And then we go to McLean, and we'll see, is he any better? And McLean, he's lost a lot of games. He won 2, but he lost. He's 2-2 and 4 and 6. He's 2-7. So he goes normally 5-6 innings. He's pitched a 7 inning. Then last game, 3 innings, 5 hits, 7 runs to Cincinnati. Detroit, which really doesn't count. He 7 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs against the team with no major league hitting on it. So he's not. When you first look at it, you go, maybe I'll take the Mets because Junk's junk. And then you see McLean, you go, he's not much better. So that leaves you the alternative which you should know what it is. California, Tampa. Who do I want to make? No, I'm going to go. We're going to go. Milwaukee's going to be the free play. Tampa minus 201, 7.5. Jack Konikowski, 5.02 ERA against Shane McClanahan, their ace, 2.52 ERA. You know what to do. Atlanta, Cincinnati. We got Atlanta minus 120 and 9. Strider for Atlanta, 3.46 ERA against Lodolo with the 5.57. He's not that good. And we know what to do. All right, here's your free play. Milwaukee minus 197, 7.5. Against Houston, we got Mizorowski, 1.83 ERA, Rookie of the Year, Cy Young Award winner, or going to be 1.83, throws 104 miles an hour for strikes. You can't hit him against Houston. Amaya, 6.26 ERA. So, what do you do? Oh, another Japan guy, Mr. Fuji. And he's 6 innings. He had a no-hitter for 6 innings against Texas. 4 innings, a tenth of an inning, 5 and 2. So he's only gone 6 innings once. Otherwise, it's 5 hits, 3 runs, 5 hits, 6 runs, 1 hit, 3 runs, 3 hits, 4 runs. So he gives up a lot of runs, which all we need with Milwaukee is 1 run. So Mizorowski, 1.83. Take Milwaukee minus 196. And I'm going 3 units on this one. I mean, this is such an obvious play. You just got to love it. I mean, you also have the Ranger going today. And I think this Tampa Bay's got a good pitcher going also. So free pick Milwaukee at Houston. Houston's not hitting. Terrible pitcher. And we got the Cy Young Award winner. So, yeah, we're going to go Milwaukee. Detroit goes to the White Sox. What can you say? Chicago's minus 133 and 8. Cater Montero is terrible. 409. Oh, but he was in that World Series, whatever they did preseason, played on Panama or something, 409 ERA. Sean Burke, 4.89 ERA. White Sox 133 and 8. And this is a tough one. Montero stinks. And then we got Burke, who's no bargain either. Burke has lost his last 4 games. So the temptation is to go with the Tigers, but how can you go with a team that can't hit? So this Burke, 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 4 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 4 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, 4 innings, 6 hits, 6 runs. Then he had a couple of shutouts before that against San Diego and Washington. But then against Seattle twice, Minnesota, the guy didn't show up. So this is the dilemma here. We really should be betting the White Sox. But how do you bet the White Sox with this Burke, 4.89? As bad as the Tigers are, they should hit him. And Montero, let's take a look at this turkey. I know he stinks. Being in Detroit, I tend to hear them on the radio a lot more, even though I don't want to. Montero's lost his last 4 in a row. And he goes 5 innings, 4 innings, a couple of 6 innings, gives up 8 hits, 4 runs, 2 hits, 3 runs, 4 hits, 4 runs, a couple of 1-run games, and then 3, 3, and 4. So this guy's just a pig. And this is the problem in baseball now. You have these pitchers that are not professional pitchers. They're not major leaguers, and they're out there, just like all the hitting. All these guys that hit under 200 should not be playing in Major League Baseball. They're not major league hitters. Oh, I don't care if they get a 10 hit at bats and strike out, and that's supposed to be a good at bat. A good at bat to me is a guy who hits a 2-run homer, a bases loaded double. He sacrificed flies, something. That's a good at bat. It could be one pitch, boom, 3-run homer. Not because he was up 10 12 at a pitch at bat. That's a good at bat. Oh, we're tiring out their starting pitcher. Maybe the starting pitcher sucks like today. You probably don't want to tire out Burke. Guy's got a 4.89 ERA. You probably want him pitching 6 innings and you can light him up. No, the Tigers' strategy is to get him out of the game. He's got a 4.89 ERA. You don't want to get him out of the game. Are you insane? So that's it. John C., where have you been? Spurs won. The Phillies pitcher is doing good. Well, Philly won yesterday at the Dodgers. The Spurs did win, we know. I'm fine, thank you. My first rent payment I made on Friday. I had to verify my account. They put 41 cents into my account. They'll probably take it back. They put 41 cents in, so I had to verify it, and then I sent my rent in. And that's it. So it's a good month. Starting to get some baseball money in, which is good, and Social Security, which is good. And see, the thing is, my money's in assets. It's in mantle cards, and it's in gold and silver. I don't have a lot in dollars. So this is where it gets tricky. As I start depleting this, I do need more to pay for rent or credit cards or food or whatever. So you start having to do that. And that's really the key to it. So I got to go sell some gold to replenish the fake money, but that's what's used to go like get my haircuts money or some of my bills I pay with my bank account. And I need to do something with that. So I need to get a little bit more money. Not a lot. I don't want a lot. Maybe I'll sell an ounce. Let's see gold finally get back to 5,000 already. As soon as I sell it, it'll be 5,000. So I probably should sell it to get the rest at 5,000. But that's it. Anyway, what do I think of old sealed packs of baseball cards? Are they real or resealed? Well, I can't say that. They're probably real, but the way technology is, they could be resealed. So they could have pulled out the Mantle card. Me, I'm more interested in the player than a pack. I'm not going to pay $500 for a 1968 pack of Topps baseball cards. Yeah, I could get the Mantle, and I could get the Gibson, and I could get the Mays, and I could get Hank Aaron. But I'd rather go to a card show. What I did was I'd go to card shows knowing what I wanted, 65, Mantle, Mays, Pete Rose, 68, and get them ungraded, but I could grade them myself. Corners, centering, sides, pitcher. And I'd go, yeah, this looks good. The centering's good. The corners are sharp. The sides are fine. There's nothing, no ink on it. Pitcher looks solid. And then I'd buy it cheaply. And I'd always I'd always go, what's your best price? And they knew I was a buyer, so they wanted to sell because all the salesmen, they're all there trying to sell their stuff. And here's a buyer, and you don't want to piss me off because I buy. So, we'd look at Beckett, it'd be $100, and I'd be laughing, going, well, that's not even, if it's really a mint or gem mint, it's worth a hell of a lot more. So, baseball cards, it's hard to say. I guess all you can really do is look at it, but I don't really, they could seal it if they knew somebody. So that's a hard one. I don't know. What year are you buying? I mean, if you're buying a 1975 set of football cards, it should look like it's from 1975. And if it looks new, then it's probably resealed. Anyway, so with the Tigers Chicago game, get two crap pitchers. This should be an over. This would normally be an over. It's only 8, and you got 4 ERAs who are both bad. But Detroit doesn't have hitting. The only thing is, this is a righty for Chicago. I would think this would go over, but how can you trust Detroit to score more than 2 runs? And the White Sox, yeah, they'll probably score 5 or 6 on this guy. But then it takes you to, well, just bet the White Sox because Detroit can't score. And, can I trust the over? So my guess is this should be an over game based on the pitchers. And I would bet the White Sox, but this Burke's I can't trust Burke. So the only way you can bet this game's over, but I can't bet the game over because Detroit doesn't have an offense. They can't hit. Half their team hits under 200, more than half. They're starting with lineup of 9 has 7 guys who hit under 200 or 210. They have 2 guys, McGonigal and Ricky Green, who have decent averages, and that's it. 2 professional hitters, and the rest stuck. I love this Torkelson guy. He bats 4th and 5th, and he hits 180. Great manager. That's a smart manager, putting a 180 hitter 4th or 5th. God, what a pig. All right, KC, Texas. We got Texas minus 112, 7.5. We got Oaxaca, 2.7 ERA against Leiter, 4.80. A little edge to Oaxaca. The Niners go to Denver and play the Broncos, and the Broncos won yesterday, 8-3. The Niners are favored 106 with a total of 11. I like the over in this game, but it's too high at 11. We got Robbie Ray, 4.66. He's nothing against Gordon, 1.80. Now, when I looked into Gordon, 1.80, but then I looked into him. Tanner Gordon from Champaign-Urbana, Illinois, the University of Illinois. And here's the problem. This guy hasn't won. He started April 15th. He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's 0-8. He's lost every game. Well, every game he's pinched and they lost. Last game he gave up 6 hits and 1 run. Before it was 12 hits and 7 runs, 3 and 1, 4 and 2. But these are 3-inning, 4-inning outings. So it's not a big deal. So he gives up in 3 innings, he gives up 2 runs. He's actually got a 2.46 ERA. This guy does not have, in any stretch of the imagination, he gave up 7 runs in 6 innings against Texas. They lost 10-0. In what world does this guy have a 1.8 ERA? I don't know where they're getting this from. I mean, this ERA is probably in the 5s or 6s. This game is an over game if you want to lay 11. And I don't know. The Niners hit and they don't hit. Colorado, they've been playing lower score games, but this guy, this is a lie. He does not have a 1.8 ERA. It's probably 4 or 5. Because, again, it's out of 9. It's not, in 4 innings you gave up, or in 3 innings you gave up 3 runs, so you have a 3 ERA. No, you have a 9 ERA. So I don't know what world they're getting a 1.8, but he's not a 1.8. So this is Robbie Ray's decent. This should go over with these 2 pitchers. But, again, it's a high number at 11. The Yanks against the Raiders. That would be a good game, the Yanks against the Raiders. The Yanks 164 and 10.5, a big number. We got Will Warren, 3.57 against Jay Lopez with a 6.07. When I looked at Will Warren, he's pitched a lot. He's won his last 3 and 7 of his last 8. 6 innings usually. He's gone 7 once. 3 hits, 2 runs, 6 hits, 3 runs, 4, 2, 7, 6 his last 4 outings. He's been giving up some runs, but he does win his games against Jacob Lopez from Granada Hills, California. And this guy he's a 5-inning guy. 6 hits, 1 run, 7 hits, 4, 4 hits, 3, 3 hits, 2, 8, 6. So his last 5 games, he's kind of garbage. He's kind of duty. So probably an over, but it's 10. And again, these high totals, 10 and a half, 11. What do you do with it? I think Warren capable. Oakland, they're a good team. They're 28 and 30. They're not 10 and 30 Oakland. They're 28 and 30 Oakland. So pretty even matchup here with that one. The Eagles play the Rams in LA. The Rams 2.25 and 9. Painter 5.8 ERA for the Phillies. He's terrible. Yamamoto 3.09. This line's a little bit high. If I look at his last 5 now, Yamamoto, he's pitched a lot. 7 hits, 1 run, 3 hits, 1 run, 6 and 5, 5 and 3, 5 and 4, 6 and 3. So he's given up a lot of runs lately. The last 2 games he beat Milwaukee 5-1 and San Diego 1-0. And that was a loser. They lost 1-0. So he's win, lose, win, lose. So the last 2 games, he pitched well, but previous 5, he pitched like shit. I think that number is a little high, but Painter's so bad. Andrew Painter, this guy loses a lot. 0-1, 0-2, 0-3, 0-4, 0-5, 0-6, 0-6. He's 1-7 his last 8, so I can't play Philly. And he goes usually 6. Oh, he went 9 innings. Oh no, I'm looking at the hits. 6s and 5s, a 3. Gave up 2 runs, 2 runs, 1, 8, 3, 5, 3. So it's kind of an outlier in the 8. Gives up 2 or 3 runs. So Painter's really a little better than you're getting credit for. I don't know. It's a tough over at 9 because Painter's really not a 5.8. He just had a bad game, but he normally gives up. Well, I guess he is because he gives up 2 or 3 runs in 5 innings. This is the fake part of the ERA. He's doing it in 5 innings. It's not like he's doing it. It's not like he's throwing a complete game. Gives up 2 runs. Then he's got a 2 ERA, but he's doing it in 5. And this is the misnomer in baseball. These guys are going 5, 6 innings, maybe occasionally 7. Philly did get the win yesterday. I don't buy this. LA should not be a 225 favorite. This Painter's not that bad. Yamamoto is not that good. Total of 9. I don't know. I thought we'd get an over yesterday and we didn't. So I'm just going to watch this game. Arizona goes to Seattle. Seattle minus 139, 7.5. Kelly 5.25. Miller 1.64. Is Miller really a 1.64? If he is, Bryce Miller from Texas. Roll Tide. He's only pitched 3 games, 5 innings a game, 8 hits, 2 runs, 1 hit, 0 runs, 5 hits, 2. So he's given up 2 runs a lot in 5 innings. So what's his ERA? 1.64. That's bullshit. They're not even doing ERA right. ERA is based on 9 innings. You don't look at the 5 inning games and say, well, his ERA for 5 innings is 1.64. That's bullshit. You give up 2 runs in 5 innings, your ERA is almost 4, not 1.64. So they're coming up with new ways to figure out ERA. Well, he only pitches 5 innings, so he gives up 2 runs, so his ERA is 2. No, sorry. You can change the analytics, but it's not right. Right is right. ERA is you give up 3 runs in 3 innings, your ERA is 9, not 3. So these ERAs on here are bullshit. Kelly 5.25. So Miller's a lot more than 1.64. And Merrill Kelly on Arizona. He's won his last 4. 7. Oh, he's actually went 9 innings. Wow, 9 innings, 4 hits, 1 run. See, that's what you do. And they won 9-1. So why take the guy out? He actually pitched 100 pitches. That is good management. Who is this? Arizona? Yeah, Arizona actually has a good manager. So he's won his last 4. 7 innings, 6, 9, 7, 3 hits, 1 run, 4 hits, 1 run, 8-3. So he's pretty good. You're not going to score a lot on this guy, and he could go the distance. I don't know where you're getting a 5.25 ERA from, but he's not a 5.25 pitcher, and Miller's not a 1.64 pitcher. Let's solve that. So is this an under 7.5? I don't know. We did miss the. We were over 7, and we didn't get there yesterday. I don't know. I think this is a pretty even game. I wouldn't take Seattle here just to take them. And our last game is the Cubbies at St. Louis. Watch this game. St. Louis didn't hit yesterday against this Ben Brown, who I guess looked okay. St. Louis 113, 8.5. We got Wicks against Libertari. Wicks with an 18 ERA. Jordan Wicks from Arkansas, Conway, AR. So that's what, Arizona, Arkansas. We need more than AR, fellas. Pitched in 1 game against the Pirates. In 4 innings, gave up 8 runs. So double that. So he's got a 16 ERA. So really, it's a bullshit ERA because he's only pitched 1 game. He could shut him out today, and his ERA is still high. Let's look at his last year. He's a reliever, 8 games, 6.28 ERA. In 2024, he started 10 games and had a 5.48 ERA. So this guy's not very good, this Wicks, at all. He's probably been injured coming back. Liberatore 4.82. And we know, not good. The Cubs can hit. They got this Crow guy who's the center fielder, looks pretty good. He had 4 hits last night. Let's see, Liberatore. He's pitched every day. Not every day, every game. 5 innings, 4, 5, 6, 5, 3, 6. Nothing more than 6. The last 5 games, 7 hits, 3 runs, 7 hits, 4 runs, 9-4, 3-1, and 5-2, and 8-5 before that. So this guy does have a tendency. He's hittable. So we got Wicks, who just blows, and Liberatore, who gives up a lot of runs. St. Louis is favored, again, betting against Wicks. How much is Wicks going to go? 3-4 innings. St. Louis, Cubbies are hitting. They'll hit Liberatore. St. Louis should hit this guy. So we should see some runs, I believe, in this game. And that's it. So free play. Take Milwaukee, Mizorowski with his 1.9 ERA. Best pitcher in baseball, 104 mile-an-hour strikes. Yeah, we're betting on him. We have 2 other locks going. So I got 3 3-unit locks going. Show me the money. $25 for a week. I mean, that's a steal. Again, I've been emailing it. My guy wrote my program 9 years ago for baseball, which is basically the same as my football, which has been there for 20 years. And it's basically put in your password for baseball, and then you get the password, and then the picks. But I didn't really have time to do baseball because it's every day. It's very difficult. However, when you're retired, gives you something to do every day. So I've kind of figured it out. So been very good. Had a huge week. So Sunday we've got 2, 4, 6, 8. We got 10 games, and I've got 3 locks, basically. And probably a few more really strong games. There is Ranger Suarez today. There's we got Seth Lugo today. So we do have some pitchers. We are looking at pitchers because that's the key to the game. They can shut you out better than anything. So there's a guy on Cincinnati who's a good pitcher. Milwaukee's got their guy. Cincinnati. Philadelphia has their guy. So everybody has their guy. The Tigers with Skubal has been hurt. I told you they were stupid to pitch him at all because if he gets hurt, you're fucked. And guess what? He got hurt and they're fucked. They're not going to get anything in trade value for the guy. Even if he comes back and pitches twice, he'll never get 10 years. He'll lucky to get 3 years. You know, the Scott Boras can say, oh, 10 years, 400 million, 40 million a year. Tell the guy to go fuck off. I don't know any team that'd be this stupid. He's injury prone. He doesn't pitch more than 6 innings in playoff games. He doesn't win the playoff games. He overthrows, so he gets hurt all the time. He's already in his 30s. You're going to pay him to pitch 10 years, you're out of your mind. This is the attorney trying to make commission. That's all this is. The pitcher's making a mistake. He should just go back to the Tigers for $30 million a year and be pitched for 5 years. But here's where the agent causes problems. If I'm the VP and I'm dealing with the agent, I'm not even talking to him. I'm talking to the player. I'm going, we'll make you a fair deal for 4 years because you're older and your arm problems. I'll give you 4 years of security, but I want incentives. You pitch, you got to win 20 games. You got to go at least 8 innings a game. In the playoffs, I'm expecting you to pitch in at least 8. So many strikeouts, so many wins, you get bonuses. If you don't like that, there's Farmer Jacks, there's Kroger's, go be a beggar there. But I would never have played him this year. I would have just traded him. Sit him out so he doesn't get hurt. Nope. You had to play him for no reason because he's gone anyway. And then are you going to trade him at the trade deadline? Nobody's going to trade him because he's hurt. You're going to hold him the whole year. You're 20 games below 500 now. I mean, you're not making the playoffs, so you got to get rid of him. What are you waiting for? Everybody knows this, so nobody wants to give you anything. Why would I give you anything? You're going to get the Milwaukee pitcher for him? In what world is that going to happen? The Cincinnati pitcher, the Philly pitcher, Scanes? It's not going to happen. So we're starting to get good pitchers. Just hopefully they don't throw their arms out and I'll get hurt. That's the problem. They're all overthrowing. To throw 100 miles an hour like that's supposed to be a big deal. These are professional hitters. They're going to hit 95. They're going to hit 100. They're going to hit 105. This guy on Milwaukee today, they'll hit him, even though he throws 103, 104, but that's it. So that's baseball today. Free pick is take Milwaukee, take the big stud, Mazeroski, and look for the shutout. Who are they playing? They're playing like they're playing Houston. Houston, I may with a 6.26 ERA. So they're going to get 4 or 5 runs, and Houston's not going to get any. Houston's got some decent hitting. I've been looking at box scores. I'm going to start writing them down tonight and try to figure out lefty righty. So like Milwaukee is going to hit the right-handed pitcher Ime, but again, it's you just look at their batting average, and that's all you can do. And now I'm going like to 240. If I see 240, and 270 and 29, okay, that's 5, 6 decent hitters. That's why Detroit, you really hard to play over. It's really hard to bet them because they have 2 hitters. They have Mechanical and they got Ricky Green. That's it. And they hit around 280. That's it. The rest of the team does not hit 200, maybe 210. The manager is totally lost. He bats a guy hitting 143rd, and then he pinch hits him. So he's only a 140 against lefties. I mean, that's it. The guy hits 140 against only lefties, doesn't even face righties. And half his team can't hit. They're all confused. When the manager does that, you don't understand the confusion. If you pinch hit me, go fuck off. You're telling me I can't hit? You're killing my confidence and you're killing my idea of I'm a hitter. So what the fuck are you doing pinch hitting me? And then, well, it's a lefty. You're righty, Howard. I'm a righty. You're righty. A righty's coming out, so I'm going to put the lefty in the pinch hit for you. I'm like, fuck, I can hit righties. It's so stupid. It's just terrible management. Anyway, all right, NFL Week 1, as I promised, and I talked about it a couple days ago, but we will review it because it's Sunday. It's football day. All right, let's start. We start with New England at Seattle. Drake May against Darnold. This is assuming these starters as we would. We've got I got Seattle -3. So these are my lines. I don't care about any other lines. Seattle -3. They're at home. They're going to be different without Kenneth Walker. Beware of that. Darnell was good because he had a running back. Look at the Super Bowl. He didn't do shit. Kenneth Walker did. I can't believe they let Kenneth Walker go. Seattle's out of their minds. Okay, he wanted money. Yeah, well, he's the MVP of the Super Bowl. You should pay him like an MVP of the Super Bowl. So keep up with the variable. He's gone. It's going to kill Seattle because now they don't have that balance. They can't run, and Darnold can't pass. Don't be fooled by Darnold. When you got Walker and you can play action pass, you're a much better quarterback. When they don't have to worry about you running, they can just come after you, and then we're going to see old Sam Darnold. And we saw what happens against the Lions and the Rams in those playoff games and the division title game. He couldn't do anything. They just blitzed him because there was no worry about a running attack. So that's a big blow for Seattle. New England, I'm not a Drake May guy at this point. Let's see if he can do anything. He choked a lot against Denver and didn't show up in the Super Bowl. So against better defenses, he doesn't show up. So Seattle will have the defense. I think Seattle turns, I don't know, they were a good under team because of Walker. They do have Zach Charbonnet. He's a good running back. He's not as good as Walker, but he's pretty good. And then they did draft a running back. So we will see what they look like. But at this point, I think New England's a live dog here. Now, these aren't picks. I haven't picked it yet because we don't even know who's playing, right? This is June. We're just going into June, and these games are first week in September. We don't know injuries and stuff. But for now, I think New England in 9. I think Seattle, great defense. New England, great defense. I think this will probably be an under once we get a total on the game. And probably a New England because now it's Darnold's team, and we've seen Darnold enough. The 49ers go play the Rams in Australia. What the fuck is this all about? It's on a cricket course or something, some patch. Not even a football stadium. We got Purdy against Stafford as of now. I'm going LA -4. They're the better team. Stafford, Pukanuka, pretty good defense. The Niners defense is weak. They did a good draft, I think, in for the defense. Purdy, McCaffrey, they did draft a good running back. And defensively, they're in trouble, but we'll see. And Stafford should light it up. So I like the Rams here. I think they're a good team. I don't know this. You're playing in Australia is what, a 15, 20-hour plane ride to Australia? I think it's in the Pacific, so I think, it's not as long coming from LA to Australia if it's coming from New York to Australia. Then you'd have to go across country and then down. I think the Rams are loaded. I think they're pissed off for not getting to the Super Bowl. They're my number one team this year in the NFC, the Rams, followed closely by the Eagles. And I don't know who else. We'll see if the 49ers can get there. Tampa Bay, New Orleans, the Bears. Caleb's going to hold them down, but they're basically just going to run it down your throat. We'll see how their defense gets. But LA, I think LA and Philly will get to this. One of them will get to this championship game. So I like LA -4, although you got to keep in mind that the time travel and adjust to the Australian time. This is the stupidest idea. What are they? What, they're going to have football in Australia? No, they got rugby. All these places they're going, they don't care about football. They care about soccer. Brazil, Mexico, London, Spain, Germany. They all prefer soccer to football. So I don't know really what the point is. Except for what? They're going to charge Australia all this money to have a game there that Australia couldn't put 20 guys in the stands? I don't know. I know. I was in Germany and I said, hey, turn on the NFL, and nobody cared. No. We like soccer. We don't like football. So there's no demand for the sport there. So I can't figure it out. Anyway, take the Rams. Tampa Bay, Cincinnati. I got Cincinnati -3. The Baker against Joe Burrow. Look for Cincinnati to be super strong this year. Burrow said this is the best team he's had, and he's had Hendrickson on it. And he had a good draft, and he's got him and Chase, and that's all you need. Look for them to, as long as Burrow is healthy, there's nobody in the division now. Baltimore sucks. Pittsburgh's terrible, and Cleveland. So look for Cincinnati to win the division. I got a -3. Tampa's a pretty good team, although they lost their receiver Evans and Larry David retired. So I think they're going to be a little bit, but I do like Baker. This is probably a high-scoring game. We'll check the over on this game when we get it. I think Cincinnati in every game's an over with Burrow and Chase. We've got New Orleans goes to Detroit. Tyler Shaw, who I don't know, against Golf, who I know is a choke. I got Detroit -6 because they're at home, but I think New Orleans can surprise them. I think they played well last year, the last half of the year. And Tyler Shaw, maybe he's good. I like Kellen Moore as the coach. Their defense, probably not that bad. Detroit has no defense. Hutchinson, by the way, he broke his leg into two. It's not the same as he was before. But everybody seems to just ignore that. Oh, yeah, so he broke his leg into two. He'll be fine. He'll be the same as he was. Even the Lions paid him $30 million a year. What kind of choke is that? He's not that good. Yeah, he had a good year until he broke his leg. It doesn't heal. You can't snap your leg and be as good, especially mentally. I like New Orleans here and getting the 12. I think that's too much. And again, I don't have totals, so we will look at the totals. The JETSs go to Tennessee. Ward against, I don't know who the quarterback of the JETSs are. Geno Smith, is that who we're going to have? I like the dog in the game. Tennessee, I got Tennessee -3. They can't beat USC or Oregon. They certainly can't beat an NFL team. Cam Ward stinks. Whoever the Jets quarterback stinks. Probably an under. Salah, he's not a good coach. He's a good defensive coordinator. He's not a good head coach. I love the jobs he picks. The Jets and Tennessee, the two worst teams in the league. So I don't know. The defense will probably be strong because he does know how to coach that. No offense. The Jets, terrible. So probably an under game here. Baltimore at Indy. I got Baltimore laying 3, but Indy probably should be favored. We got Lamar against Daniel Jones, I guess, right now. Lamar's terrible. Henry's their offense. Indy, Daniel Jones, I don't know him. He runs too much. This is not a league. You want to have a running quarterback because they get hurt and then you're fucked. You can't just use your quarterback to run and then he gets an injury. You don't have a replacement. So plus you need a guy who can throw the ball to the $1 million receivers that you have. And Lamar can't do it, and neither can Jones. So I got Baltimore -3. I like Indy as the home dog here. Baltimore, new coach. Good luck with that. So go Indy, beat Navy. Atlanta is at Pittsburgh. I got Pitt -3 because they're at home. I'm assuming Penix against Rodgers. We'll see. Here's a game that maybe, if it's not, it's Tagovailoa against whomever, and he stinks. So, yeah, look for Penix. Penix is back. They're a good team. They got good receivers. They got Bijan Robinson, and their defense is much better. Pitt, I don't know. They got TJ Watt. Rodgers, who's their receiver? DK Metcalf still there? So Pitt -3. Depending on if I got Penix, I love Atlanta getting 9. If I don't, I do not love Tagovailoa. We'll see. And Pitt with Rodgers, maybe. The Bears go to Carolina. I got the Bears -3. Caleb against Young. 2 shit quarterbacks. Everybody loves Caleb, but they don't understand. He threw 3 picks against the Rams, including the one in overtime, which cost the which cost the Bears. But everybody wants to look at that miracle pass he threw to get to overtime. The cornerback came off the tight end for some reason. The tight end got open at the end of the end zone. How the hell could the cornerback get off of him? Should have been an easy defensive play. There's nowhere for him to run. He's at the back of the end zone. Caleb was running around like an idiot. He can't just go back in the pocket and throw. He's not a good quarterback. He makes some good throws. They're just luck. But he's not a good quarterback. As we've seen, he's good at scrambling, but I need a quarterback who can actually throw the ball. So I don't buy Caleb at all. Yeah, they're missing. They're basically a good running team. I think they got better defensively. So the Bears probably can win the Central. There's really no competition. Maybe Minnesota if Kyler Murray is back to Kyler Murray. Love, not very good, but they do have Micah Parsons, and Detroit's got nothing. No quarterback. They got a decent running back and receiver, St. Thomas. The defense sucks. The coach has his head up his ass. Not a very good team. Oh, but they were 15-2. Yeah, and they lost to Washington, and their defense doesn't show up. You can't win without a defense. They don't have one. So, they can say what they want. They're not very good. But anyway, so the Bears -3 with Caleb, but Steve Young's even worse on Carolina. They don't have much defense. I think they got the running back, and Young's bad. They're all happy they won 8 and 9, and they're, oh, we won the division. At 8 and 9, I wouldn't be bragging about it. I don't see them winning 8 games, so I like the Bears here because they're going to run it down their throat, and the Bears, I think, will have a better defense. Cleveland goes to Jacksonville. Who's Cleveland's quarterback? Deshaun Watson, Prime Jr., Dylan Gabriel. What do they draw lots? Oh, you got the short straw. Deshaun, you're going to be the quarterback. Jacksonville, I got -6 with Trevor Lawrence. Good luck there. Oh yeah, I got to put in the end of year defensive totals, which I put in, even though I don't know how much that helps, but for week 1, it helps. Jacksonville, pretty good at home. Cleveland, pretty bad. Jacksonville, no defense. Trevor Lawrence is a running back. And I think they lost their runner, didn't they? So not sure. Neither team's very good, but I think Jacksonville at home wins, but -6 is too much. Buffalo, 3 over Houston at Houston. We got Allen against Stroud. Big edge to Allen there. Stroud's not very good. Defense, Houston is very, very good. Buffalo, not very good. So this turns into a live dog in Houston. Stroud can play okay against his Buffalo defense. He should be okay. But Buffalo is the road favorite. So I like Houston as a home dog with this defense or an under. But you got to be careful with Josh Allen. It's hard to play the under against Josh Allen, but it's Houston, so you want to play the under. An under team, very strong defense, no offense. It's a perfect recipe because you're not going to score on me, and I can't move the ball on you, and the score is going to be 13-10. Miami goes to Oakland. This is a 74 sea of hands. Anybody? I think Madden's going to be on the sidelines. Miami, I got -3. We got Willis from Green Bay, the backup against. I'm putting in Mendoza because I think Oakland will crumble to the pressure. We don't know about the new quarterback, the new coach, who was Seattle's offensive coordinator. So we have no idea there. Again, it's different when you got Kenneth Walker, just hand the ball to him. Oh, aren't I a good offensive coordinator? Yeah, it was really hard to give the ball to Kenneth Walker. Mendoza's not ready. Probably shouldn't play at all the year. At least wait 7-8 weeks, which means we might get Kirk Cousins in the beginning. I don't know. I would play Mendoza in the preseason, but they probably won't because they're afraid to get injured. This is why football sucks. They're all afraid of the injury. Well, it's the game. It's a physical game. Everybody's going to get injured. You can't baby it. So we'll have to see. Miami, no defense. Oakland, pretty decent defense. Oakland can run the ball. We know with Gentry. Miami has Kane or Acne or whatever his name is. I liked him at A&M. He was a good running back. Of course, Gentry's a great running back. You got Brock Bowers. So I think Oakland at home will be competitive in this game. I think they're a live dog getting 9. Green Bay goes to Minnesota. Green Bay, I got -3. We got Love against Kyler Murray. It's a dead even game, but the neutralizer is Micah Parsons. He will be all over Kyler Murray. He'll be scrambling. I think it's an even game. I think with Murray, Minnesota is a live dog or an under with Micah Parsons and these two quarterbacks. We do have Justin Jefferson on Minnesota, so Murray can find him against Micah Parsons. Love is not that good. Jacobs, good running back there. So I think we'll see some running in this game. Minnesota's going to have to run because Micah Parsons will be all over Kyler Murray. So it's going to be difficult to block Micah Parsons. So you got to be careful there. So I do think it could be a live dog with Minnesota and probably an under with Micah Parsons. Washington goes to Philly. I got Philly -6. We got maybe Daniels against Hurts. Hurts will play. Daniels, we hope. If we don't have Daniels, they'll use the other guy from last year. Um, I think Philadelphia is pissed off. I think look for them to be really strong this year. You win the Super Bowl, then you play as bad as you did last year. But they got the defense. They got all my Georgia guys on defense. Um, so look for them to be an under. Now, if this is Daniels, then I like Washington in 12. If it's not Daniels, I like Philadelphia even. And I like the under in the game. Arizona, San Diego. I got San Diego lane 6. Brissett against Herbert, I think. I'm not sure. We don't know about Brissett. I guess who's that guy? Minshew might be at Arizona. Not that he's all that. Where's Dagiopava and all this mess? Why isn't he on any team? He's better than most of these. Let's see. Dagiopava is better than Drake May, better than Darnold, better than Golf, better than Cam Ward, better than Lamar, Jones, better than Steve Young, better than Trevor Lawrence, better than Stroud, better than Willis, better than Brissett, and probably better than Dart. So, yeah, why would I have Dagiopava on my team? Oh, he's too small. Oh, like these guys, like, oh, wait, if they're not 6'3", they can't play quarterback? Where did that come from? All of a sudden, you got to be a giant to play quarterback. Okay. So we got San Diego 6 here. Herbert against Brissett or whatchamacallit. I think San Diego's defense will be here. This Jemiah Love's not going to do anything. It was a stupid pick. No, he only looked good against Army, Navy, and Stanford. He did not look good against Miami, and that's what you got here. This is pro football, you're not playing Army, Navy. Terrible pick, especially in the 4th pick. Basically stupid. It's not going to help Arizona. He'll get hurt. He'll play 2 games, get hurt, and he'll be done. San Diego, very strong defense. Harbaugh, terrible coach, unless he's cheating. And I think San Diego wins this because Arizona's so bad. Sunday night game, Dallas 3 over the Giants. Dak against Dart. Don't like Dart. Runs too much. Gets concussion every other game. Dallas, strong receivers, Lamb and Pickens. Who's their running back and who's their defense now that you got rid of Micah Parsons? It's funny, when he was on Dallas, it never really mattered. And now he goes to Green Bay and it's like, oh, they got Micah Parsons. But it didn't matter on Dallas. It's crazy. I think the Giants will be better. Scatterboo, they get back. Dart, Malik Neighbors should be back. Looks like they have a strong defense. It was ironic. So they got the guy from Penn State, right? Abdul Carter. And I'm watching some old football, and it was like the 84 playoff game, the Bears at Washington. It's Rich Malott for Washington from Penn State. He's making all these plays. And then you go back, and you got Matt Millen for Oakland, and you got Jack Ham for the Steelers, and it's like all these Penn State linebackers. It's unbelievable. So you got to like Abdul Carter. There's still – you need a linebacker. Get the guy from Penn State. So Dak against Dart. Again, it's how the defense rush can get at Dak. Dak will throw 2 picks a game, usually when he's pressured, even with Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. But I like the Giants as a home dog, getting 9. I think Dart runs way too much, but the Scatterboo's the difference. He's the X factor. He'll get you give him the ball at the 5 as the touchdown. Maybe it takes 2 tries, and that'll keep you in the game. He's a good red zone player. Hopefully he's okay with the ankle injury, but that's not the same as a broken leg snapped in half like Hutchinson has. And our last game is a monster game, Denver at KC. I got KC 3, Bo Nix against Mahomes. I'm sure the Knicks will play. Now, here's the problem. KC has Kenneth Walker. Beautiful. Who are you going to guard? You going to cover Mahomes, or are you going to cover Kenneth Walker? Huge edge to KC. Strong defense. They still have their defensive coordinator. I always fuck up his name. I can. It's funny as I can visualize the coach, but I can't name him. But anyway, strong defense. Usually, they did get rid of McDuffie, but they drafted a guy from LSU, so he's probably just as good. KC usually has a strong defense. With Walker, they'll be able to score in the red zone all day. I don't know. Are they going to get Tyreek Hill back? I think he's free agent, right? So that'll be critical. Mahomes, I'm sure he's fine with his knee injury. He's Mahomes. Look for KC, like Philadelphia, like the Rams, to be very pissed this year. And we're going to bet them a lot. They should have won. Denver's also in that category. So this is like the AFC championship game here, Denver, KC. I kind of like Denver as a dog because they got such a good defense, and Sean Payton is the X factor. He's much better than Andy Reid. Andy Reid sucks. He lost all those at Philadelphia, and the only reason they're winning is he's got Mahomes. If he didn't have Mahomes, he had Alex Smith. They didn't do shit. They'd make the playoffs and lose. Then you had Mahomes, and all of a sudden he's a good coach. Oh, what a great coach. No, he's got Mahomes. Just like Belichick had Brady. Without Brady, he didn't do shit. So I like Denver at 9 here just because of Sean Payton and a very strong defense, which I'll always bet the defensive team over the offensive team. So teams I expect a big year. New England, the Rams will be killer. Cincinnati will be killer. New Orleans might surprise. Baltimore is going to be down. Pitt, I don't know. I got to look at their roster. Atlanta with Penix should be very good. The Bears, we'll see what they're about. Buffalo will take a step down with the new coach. And, you got Josh Allen, but not defense. Green Bay, Minnesota, I don't know. Everybody loves Minnesota's coach. I don't. He's a joke. And then Green Bay, again, I don't love the coach, and I don't love Jordan Love, and I do like Micah Parsons, so we'll see. Philly will be pissed off for not doing anything in the playoffs. San Diego may be good. The Dallas and the Giants, we'll see. They need defense. The Giants should have a good defense. And then Denver, KC will both be there for the championship game. So that is week 1. We need to find out the Jets starting quarterback, Cleveland starting quarterback, and are these guys back? Let's see. So, Daniel Jones at Indy, Penix at Atlanta, Rodgers at Pitt. I guess Willis at Miami. Is Mendoza going to start? Is Kyler Murray? I'm sure he'll start. Is Jalen Daniels back? Brissett at Arizona. Dart, how long does he go before he gets his first concussion? A week, maybe 2. And then Nix and Mahomes both should be back. They should be fine. So we're looking at the balance. Who's got the running backs? Who's got the good defense? Again, it's the defensive coordinators go all over the place. So I think New Orleans will be better than they were last year. I look for them, Tampa, to be really good. Cincinnati should have a huge year. So I don't get into this, oh, the over under of wins, for the season. That's a stupid bet because you don't know who the quarterback is. Mahomes got injured. You lost your bet. They had a hard schedule. So Seattle's got the hardest. I look for Seattle to take a big step back this year. They won their Super Bowl and they lost Kenneth Walker. How the hell are they going to be as good? They're going to have the monster schedule, the number one, the first place schedule. They'll be lucky to win 8 games, 9 games. And getting rid of Kenneth Walker could be the stupidest thing I've ever seen a GM do. Pay the man. He won you a Super Bowl. What the fuck are you doing getting rid of him and to Kansas City? Yeah. So applaud Kansas City for getting a superstar to go with Mahomes. Just amazing. So anyway, that's what we look at. Baltimore, I'll take a step back. Pitt, I don't know. Rodgers there, but who's he got with? Penix and Daniels coming back. Mendoza, I don't expect anything from. He's not that good, and he certainly was not the number one pick. What are you doing, Oakland? You could have had Reuben Bain. What are you doing? So that's it. Willis, I don't know. Miami. So we're looking for the team with the best balance, the best running back to go with the passing. And we're looking for the best defense. We're always looking for the best defense. If it's Houston, you bet it under because they don't have a quarterback. Otherwise, if they have a good team, if it's Kansas City with Mahomes and a good defense, then they're an A team and you bet the shit out of them. So that's what we got to see. Last year's best defenses were Denver, San Diego, Houston, of course, Philadelphia, of course, Seattle, strong defense. I expect Seattle to still have a strong defense, but I'm looking for Darnold to take a step back because he can't hand it off to Kenneth Walker. He can't hand it off to the other guy, but not Kenneth Walker. So it's a huge loss for Seattle. Unbelievable, stupid. It's like Miami winning the Super Bowl with Zonka, and then you let him go. Look what happened to that the next year. Yeah, they didn't even make the playoffs. I don't think they did. So I'm watching the 84 playoffs. So you have Montana goes against Lawrence Taylor in their first game, and they beat them 23-10 or something. Second game, he gets the 84 Bear defense, which was the 46 defense, which was the number one defense, and they win 23-0. He did throw an interception at the 2-yard line, and there was another, I think there was a fumble or something or he threw another interception. Gary Fensick had two interceptions in the game, and they still won it 23-0. They had a great defense. Ronnie Lott, Hacksaw Reynolds, Fred Dean, the full defensive line from the San Diego. He had Louis Kelcher, Big Hands Johnson, Fred Dean, all on their defensive line. It was crazy. But that's how they won. They had the number one defense, Ronnie Lott, and the great secondary. So, and he's doing it with Dwight Clark and Freddie Solomon. He's not doing it. Jerry Rice isn't there at 84. It just showed you, and that's the difference. Brady could never win those games. But that's why Montana was the best. He beats Lawrence Taylor, and he beats the 84 Bears. In 85, they lost to the 85 Bears. And the big thing was Jim McMahon did not play in 84. They had Steve Fuller. McMahon, when he played, they won the Super Bowl, but he was always injured, and that's the problem with the running quarterback. He gets injured. That's why you can't run. You can't afford to lose your star quarterback. The backup's not going to win any games for you. Fuller was good, but he couldn't win any games. And then you go on. So, I mean, you had this Redskin team that went to the 82 and 83 Super Bowl. You had Lawrence Taylor, who won 2 Super Bowls. You had the 84 Bears, who won the 84 5 Super Bowls. We should have won 3 or 4 more Super Bowls if McMahon doesn't get hurt. And then the Niners. And the Niners turned out to be the team of the 80s because they then won 81, they won 84, they won 88, they won 89. And they should have won 90. If Montana doesn't get hurt in that game, he does it. Well, look, it's all defense. Every one of those teams had a great defense. Not a running quarterback. I don't know if Randall Cunningham was in the league yet or not, but he never won anything. But that's the key to it, right? So the Giants could win with Phil Simms. The Redskins won once with Theismann. He breaks the leg in the Lawrence Taylor game, and then they win with a bunch of nobodies, Doug Williams, and they win with Rippon. I mean, it was like a joke. Decent quarterbacks, but not no Joe Montanas. And that's what the league was. And that's why when you look at this analytics, they're losing their mind. The analytics is terrible. Oh, we got to go for 4th and 1. There was 4th and 1. Bill Walsh did not go against the 84 Bears. He did not want to go against Lawrence Taylor. They didn't. I think they went once. I think there was one 4th down. Washington, John Riggins ran for the 4th down. That was against the 84 Bears. And he did get one near the goal line. It was like 4th and 1, but they were down. So they went and he got it. But it took a guy like John Riggins to get you the 4th down. But you don't see a lot of that. It was 1st down, not line to gain. It was punt the ball. I'd say 5 times in the Redskin Bear game, the Redskins had the ball at the 40. And they had like 4th down, and they punted every time. They punted the Bears deep. Or maybe it was the 49ers, but they would keep punting them deep inside the 10-yard line. And they kept starting the drives from the 5 and the 6. That's how you win games, not, let's go for it at the 50. And if you don't make it, you give them the ball at the 50. I'd rather give them the ball at the 5-yard line. Strategy. Oh, yeah, but they can't do strategy now. It's analytics. We have to go on 4th down. What do you mean 10 coaches got fired? Yeah, because they all use analytics. They all of them go for it all the time on 4th down. It really screws the betting up because it turns more games into over. If they get it, then they're going to score. And if they don't get it, you're giving the other team the ball near midfield where they're going to score. So it does make more overs, I find. At the end of the day, you're playing the Houston defense or even the New England or the Seattle or the Denver defense. You're not scoring anyway. It doesn't really matter. But that's that's really the key to it, the defense. And the same thing with baseball. You would never see these ace pitchers go out after 6 innings or, I was watching like the Oakland A's in the 70s, those World Series games. Yeah, sorry, Catfish. You've pitched 100 pitches. You're coming out. You didn't even know what the pitch count was. There was no pitch count. He'd go at least through 7 and probably the 8th inning. And then Raleigh Fingers would come in to pitch the 9th. There was no pitch count. Oh, yeah, they only won 3 World Series in a row. Yeah, without a pitch count. Yeah, not necessary. And they didn't, Vita Blue threw hard, Hunter threw hard, Tom Seaver, Nolan Ryan, all those guys on the Mets. It wasn't the Miracle Mets. It was Tom Seaver, Nolan Ryan, Jerry Kuzmid, who won for the Mets. It was very, very strong pitching, which always wins because defense always wins. So you always have that. That's the keys. They say the game's changed. The game hasn't changed. The strategy's changed, but the strategy shouldn't change. It should be the same strategy you used in those other games, which is punt the ball inside the 10. Don't give them the ball at midfield. Don't go for it on 4th and 1 unless it's critical. And you got John Riggins to run it. They went on against the Bears, and John Riggins got the 1st down, but it was like off tackle, not in the middle. All you see now is them running up the middle. It's just ridiculous. Baseball, there was no pitch count. You have to let the stars win the game for you. You let Nolan Ryan win the game for you. Sandy Koufax, Bob Gibson, we'll even go Mickey Lolich, who pitched on 2 days rest and won a complete game shutout against the Cardinals in the seventh game of the world. I don't know if it was a shutout, but Tom Seaver, Nolan Ryan, Greg Maddox. I mean, all these pitchers, you let them win the game for you. You're lucky enough to have found them and you've got them on the thing. You do not pull them after 5 or 6 innings. This is insanity. Well, we don't want him to get hurt. Well, they didn't worry about him getting hurt in the 70s and 80s and 90s. Greg Maddox, they never worried about him getting hurt. He never got hurt. John Smoltz, Glavine, Jack Morris. How many times did Jack Morris get hurt? Oh, yeah, 0. So I don't know why there's this big, we don't want to get him hurt. Let's not play in the preseason. We don't want to get anybody hurt. We'll get them hurt in the regular season because they're not in shape and they can't run. So we don't care about that. It's just stupidity among stupidity. It's that they trust analytics and nobody asks, is analytics actually correct? And I bet you it's not correct. I bet you don't go for 3. I'm watching Oklahoma yesterday and they're shooting 3-pointer after 3-pointer and they're not making shit. How many misses did Oklahoma have in the beginning? What, 0 for 10 shooting 3-point shots? As they fall behind 10, 15 points because San Antonio's getting it into Winnebago and he's dunking the ball on them. That's the point. It's get the easiest shot. Don't drive the lane and pass it out for a 3-point shot. Like that's a good play. Just like it's not a good at-bat to have a 10-pitch walk or strikeout is not a good at-bat. A good at-bat is hitting a 2-run homer, driving in 2 with a double or a triple, or even a single with the bases loaded. That's a good at-bat. It could be the first pitch, boom, home run. That was a good at-bat. So we really have to adjust my betting for football. Baseball, I'm just starting. I've always looked at it and thought it was too hard. I finally figured it out with the pitching and the hitting and the pitcher streaks and the streaks and everything else. So I finally figured that out, and I'm being very successful this year on my baseball. It's a steal for $25 for a week. Should be $25 a day. That's a steal. Football, I'm going to keep the same prices. There's no reason. The money's losing value, so I want you to buy more gold and silver. So I'll keep the prices as they were. So it's $100 if you want pro and college for a week, $75 if you just want pro, or $75 if you just want college. The monthly, it's $200 for 4 weeks, I think, or $300, and then the whole year is $750 for everything. I think it's $600 for all the college, $600 for all the pro. So the best is the whole year for $750. That's like $50 a week for all the game. It's a joke. I do a lot of people like that, and they realize how small that is for, because you got now it's like 17 weeks of pros plus the playoffs plus the college, and then now you have the playoffs in college. So there's much more. Is college going to a 12-team playoff this year, or is it staying at 8 or whatever the hell it's at, or is it at 12 and it's going to 16? I don't know. I think they're adding on to the play, which is good for us because you can't even bet the bowls anymore because all of a sudden late the guys like Michigan, they don't tell you ahead of time. Yeah, 2 hours before the game. Yeah, our whole team's not going to play. Oh, great. So again, I was watching that Magic and Isaiah interview I showed you the other day, and they're talking about how they made the All-Star game, how they tried, and they made it a big game and everything. And that was the key. Hopefully I'm not doing, but they played, they tried, they went to win it, right? Magic and Isaiah. And that's what you don't have in these bowl games. Why aren't the bowl games? Why aren't they trying in the bowl games? It's embarrassing, Michigan. Well, we're sitting our guys out, and you're like, you got to be kidding. Excuse me. So I mean, they're just throwing the game away. Well, people are flying to Florida, California, Texas to watch these games, and you're not even going to play your players. Are you kidding me? Excuse me. So you're not even trying. It's just like the exhibition season in football. You're not even trying. Well, we don't want anybody to get hurt. So what's the point of having your fourth stringer out there who will never make the team, who's playing against other fourth stringers? So you're not getting any knowledge on them. It's a waste of time. You should have your starters out there. One thing I always bitch about is the second team quarterback not playing with the first team receivers. And so he's always playing with the third and fourth string receivers, which will never happen in a game. Then the starter gets hurt, and here comes the reliever, the second string quarterback, and he's with the first team, and he's never thrown the ball to him. I mean, what kind of idiot coaches do we have here? So anyway, those are the things that it's crazy. So we'll see if there's a little bit more playing in the preseason. I think the Lions are actually going to play, but these teams that have these joint practices think that's a preseason game and think that that's it, and it's not. They're in shorts and a t-shirt. They're not playing in these practices, and they're not getting any benefit of it, and that's why the first 3 weeks suck. But funny how Mahomes always plays in the preseason, right? So we will see as we get more clearer thing. That is week 1, and these are my lines. And I'm assuming, well, Tennessee and the Jets. I don't care who the Jets have at quarterback. I think it might be Geno Smith, but so these lines are my lines. What they should be. There's not the biggest one is what Philly 6 over Washington, San Diego, maybe more than 6 over Arizona that I got, and then Cleveland, Jacksonville 6 over Cleveland. Again, that depends on the quarterback. So we'll know more. I'm going to fill in my defensive numbers that ended last year. That's pretty consistent unless the coordinators move and you got totally new players. Like the Lions, they're really injured on defense. Are they getting their players back? Not by week 1. One guy had an Achilles. One guy had a torn up knee. Their safeties, their cornerbacks, terrible. So what's really happening here? This is the question. But I'm going to play that defense to start the year until I see better. And again, you got to be careful who they play. These weak teams, if you play the Jets in Tennessee and some of these other Carolinas, Miami's and Oakland's, you play these bad teams, you're going to look better. That's what New England did last year. They played all bad teams, and then they finally got in against the good ones. And the only reason they beat Denver was Bo Nix was hurt, and then they got killed in the Super Bowl because they weren't really that good because they had the easy schedule. So not this year. New England I wouldn't bet New England to do a lot. So again, teams with like Cincinnati should really roll because they got a weak schedule and they got Burrow and Chase and a much better defense. So look for teams like that. The Rams will have a pretty hard schedule. Atlanta could have an easy schedule. Not the Bears. Not Buffalo. Minnesota and Green Bay should have easier schedules. And Detroit should have an easier schedule. San Diego, maybe. Dallas and the Giants. The Giants could be a team if Dart knows how to throw and Scadaboo's healthy and their defense with Carter and those guys actually can play like that. My concern is their coach, Harbaugh. Why do they think he's a good coach? He won the one Super Bowl with because he had the defense. With Lamar, he hasn't done shit in the playoffs. He loses a lot. In the regular season, he plays okay, but he doesn't do anything, right? He'll have that big win over KC or Philly, but then once they get into the playoffs, it's goodbye. As soon as he plays a good, oh, Buffalo, that's a loss. Kansas City, that's a loss. Denver, that's a loss. So he doesn't win. He beats Houston, which, is a shit quarterback. The other thing is these coaches and they don't understand CJ Stroud's not good. It just blows my mind. He sucks. What part of he's good do you see? Oh, well, he beat he beat Miami or whatever. Yeah, they suck. But you're looking for them against the good teams, and that's what they're not factoring in. So there's all these things. Anyway, that's the NFL week 1. As we get closer, we'll have a better feel for that. Baseball, your free pick is Milwaukee minus 197. Mizorowski, their stud pitcher on the mound. So we're going there. We have 2 other 3-unit locks. And then, so I got 2, 4, 6, 8. I got 10 plays. Yours for only $25 for the whole fucking week. So I expect a good day today. Yesterday was a break-even day. Philly didn't go over 8.5, and Seattle late. The Cubs were at 7, and the guy makes a sliding catch 10 the game, which would have tied the game, and we would have tied it. But the day before, I had a huge day, an 11-unit day. NBA, the Knicks go to San Antonio. I'm going to say San Antonio is a 4-point favorite. I'm not going to bet it because I want to see the matchup. And I think game 1 is tricky. The Knicks are going to get a split is their mindset in this game, in the series. So usually I've seen Boston beat the Lakers by 40 game 1 and the Lakers win game 2 or vice versa. So they like to get the good start. So wouldn't surprise me if San Antonio wins game 1, New York wins game 2, and then off we go. As we get near the end, then the desperation seeks in. Team cannot afford to lose. And then they play their best game, and then the other team can't afford to lose, and they play theirs. So once you get into like games 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's much clearer. This will not be this will be a 7-game series the whole way. San Antonio beat Oakland or Oklahoma. So, why do they call it Oklahoma City? It's Oklahoma. It's not a city. So they have the skill and the talent to win at Oklahoma games. So they can certainly beat the Knicks. And it's going to be Winnebago. Does New York have a big guy who can guard Winnebago? And that's the key. And then the role players on San Antonio started to play well yesterday. And the Knicks, I mean, what can you say? The Knicks just kill everybody. So anyway, now as far as buying a Winnebago card after he wins the title. He wins the title, go buy his rookie card. Buy it ungraded. Buy a good one that's limited. And, go to a show, look at the corners, look at the sides, look at the pitcher, look at the centering if the card needs centering. Most of the centering now is fine. You don't have to worry about it. Back in the 80s, you needed the Montana rookie, the 86 Flair, 87 Flair. I mean, the centering was a joke. There's an 84 Bears Walter Payton. If you can find that as a 10, I think it's going for 20 grand. I got 2 of them, and they're just nasty off center. I liked the car because it was a Payton and it was an 84 and it was a really good set, but I can't. It's not centered. I mean, these aren't even close. And I looked at about 10 or 20 of them, and all of them were off center. I have seen a centered Walter Payton, which I couldn't believe. And it's huge because it's so limited because they don't make it. But I wouldn't buy the key to Winnebago is him winning Look at the guy at Milwaukee, Giannis. Probably had a high rookie card. Now he's done shit, and his rookie card's gone down. You want to buy these guys after they win the title. I know Nick wants Joe Burrow stuff, but I warned him until he wins, you can't get it. So I did buy them on the Mahomes 50 count, and he's won 3 or 4 Super Bowls. That's what it is. It's Mantle, Brady. They won all the championships. Mays. That's who you want. So Winnebago might be, but see if they win it. And the same thing with the Knicks star. I wouldn't waste my time on him until they win. Look at Shea on Oklahoma. He's a nothing. His car is probably worth nothing, or it's going to go to nothing. He won his title, and now he can't handle Winnebago. So I think Winnebago might be like a David Robinson card, or the only reason Jordan's is good is he won 6 titles, but he never beat Larry Bird or Isaiah to win the titles. I think the first one he beat Isaiah after Isaiah got hurt, but basically he never could beat Bird, and then he couldn't beat the Pistons. So the first 5 or 6 years, he'd score 60 points on Bird, and they'd lose by 30. Like, you can score, but that's it. And we're going to score 110. You're going to score 60, so we're going to win. And he could never beat Bird. Bird was the best. Bird's so underrated, it's ridiculous. As is Magic. They were just unbelievable. And so was Isaiah. What an underrated person that is. He literally could win with Bill Lambert, right? Magic had Kareem. Bird had Dennis Johnson and Parrish and McHale. And Isaiah gets Lambert, and Isaiah wins with him. So just that's how good Isaiah was. They should have won 4 in a row. They should have won the 88 when Kareem got the cheap foul. And then they won 89, they won 90, and then 91. They lose to the Bulls, but I think Isaiah was banged up a little bit. Anyway, that's what happens, and then you lose and you're done. I don't know that Oklahoma's done, but San Antonio is now the power. And we'll see about the Knicks. This will be a very interesting series. Defense will win it, as always. And the teams that can get the ball in the paint and score will win, not the three-point shooting. As the pressure mounts, you start choking. You got to shoot a 30-foot jump shot. Give me a break. Well, what are you, crazy? What's the coach doing? Well, analytics says it's worth 3 points. Yeah, but you're going to make 20% of them. I think Oklahoma was like 15% from 3-point yesterday. Yeah, that wins you a lot of playoff games, especially game 7s when, San Antonio is dunking all night with Winnebago and the other guys. Yeah, that's why they won. They got in the paint. So we'll see who gets in the paint. I think Brunson gets in the paint good. But we'll see how Winnebago is going to, he's there to block all the shots. Gold and silver this week. I expect them to be much higher. Usually at the end of the month, they knock them down. These wars are, what are we doing in Iran? Why are we listening to Israel? Because Israel's going to blackmail Trump with the Epstein pictures, and they bought out all the congressmen because they stole all the gold during 9/11. Is this what Israel's doing? So Israel's running the U.S. Really? We're letting this happen? And we are. I mean, it's pathetic. So I really don't know. Russia's about to kill Kiev and end this Ukraine war, hopefully. A war that none of these wars should have been fought. They're all about the U.S. being broke. We are broke. Our dollar's worth nothing. You cannot keep printing the money and have a value, right? The more of something, the less value it is, right? You date one girl, there's value. You date 5 girls, there's no value. Let me just see if this is D. It is D. Just a second, it's D, and I'll explain what we're doing. So my friend I met in Alabama, who is in South America now. He's trying to dig up a gold mine. Gave me this app called Botim, BOTIM. It's for BRICS countries, and we're having a hard time in Russia. They're blocking WhatsApp and Telegram, and so it's hard for her to send me messages on Telegram. So I'm telling her to try this Botum. Now, I've never tried it because I use Telegram and WhatsApp here, but Russia's blocking that out. And so I'm telling her to try this Botum to use because it's for BRICS countries and Russia's a BRICS country. So we'll see, because it's hard for her to send messages to me. I'm getting them like once a week, and I'm like, I hope you're okay and everything else. Recently, the internet has often been turned off in our city for a while because the missiles were flying to Russia. Uh, so the internet has often been turned off in our city for a while because the missiles were flying. Well, they were coming in from Ukraine or the U.S. and the CIA and the FBI and the MI6. So I understand. Just a second. I apologize. So she's going to set up this new app. It's called Botum. All right. So I apologize, but I had to hear from Daria. It's hitting. I hear from her once a week, so I'm excited. I'm hearing from her, but you can understand she's in Russia. They turn off the internet when MI6 and CIA start bombing. They bombed the girls' dorm. They bombed the airport in Moscow. They had to evacuate and cancel flights because the drone hit on the runway in the Moscow airport. And I've been there. It's the international flight one. If you're going to Russia, you're going into Moscow, not into St. Pete and that. There is a conference going on. All right. So we're lucky that nobody invades us because we're so big and we have two oceans. And what they're trying to do is rip us apart inside. So the liberals and the conservatives fight each other. That's the plan because they know they can't really invade us. We're too powerful, but we're falling apart. Our money is worthless and everything. So gold and silver should be much, much higher. So the key is to buy gold and silver as you can, and then uh, just let it go up. The dollar's worthless because they keep selling it, uh, and that's what they do. They just keep selling the gold, and they keep printing the dollars. And so, if you understand it, if you print the dollars, they're worth less. Just like um, if you have one girlfriend, she's more valuable. If you have five girlfriends, none of them are as valuable as the one. And that's the thing. So the one count, the Montana rookie PSA 10, the Mantle rookie PSA 9, 10, the Hannes Wagner, there's one card graded a one or something. They only made six or seven. That's why they're valuable because they're limited. And the more limited they are, the better. And that's really what you have to take a look at. And that's the point. And so if you keep printing the dollar, you're not making it limited, so it loses value. And our dollar's lost so much value. Like I say, I keep explaining, they keep printing it every month for Social Security, and more people are retiring. More and more people are getting laid off and replaced by AI. That's going to be a huge problem for the economy when the AI um, gets printed. It's terrible. Um, and that's the problem with it. So that's what you're doing. So gold and silver are very limited and keep their value. And that's what you're looking for. You're going, well, shit, the dollar's not worth much. I can either keep my money in the dollar. Now, if we look at investing, what do we do in investing? I'll buy stock. I'll make money buying stocks. I'll make money in a bond. I'll make money in a real estate trust. I'll make money buying a Picasso or buying a Mantle card or buying a Rolex. So we're looking for ways to make money. But the biggest problem that we have right now is the money doesn't have a value. So even if we make $100,000 buying silver stocks or buying Apple or buying Amazon, you're still in dollars and the money still has no value. So you're getting things with no value. That's why I bitch about Bitcoin. When the dollar collapses, what's Bitcoin going to be worth? Zero. Well, it'll be whatever Bitcoin's worth. Bitcoin's not real. How can it have a value? So it doesn't have a value. And so this is the point. Well, we're going to value Bitcoin at what? Nobody wants it because it's not real. There's no if there's no want, it's not money. Bitcoin is the same as a mantle card. Only wouldn't you rather have the mantle card that you can see and say, I got a mantle card than a Bitcoin that isn't real? And that's what I hope so. So the gold and silver is really, really undervalued because it's being valued by the paper, not being valued by the gold. And that's the key to it. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at Bitcoin. We're looking at things valued that are limited, but they have to have demand. So you can have items, but they don't have demand. Like Joe Smith played on the Yankees, right? He doesn't have a value. There's no demand for him. He might be in the 60s and he might be limited, but there's no demand for him. But Mickey Mantle, there's strong demand. And that's why his has a value. And Bill Mantle has no value because nobody knows who the fuck he is. And that's the key. But everybody wants gold and silver, and especially knowing the dollar is going to collapse. Now, there's many of the people out there who don't understand, who don't believe, and don't know what to do until it happens. We're 5 steps ahead of the game. We're the Joker. We know what's going to happen. We know the dollar's collapse because they keep printing it. That's the warning sign. So if it keeps getting printed, if the dollar keeps getting printed, it has no value. We understand that now and we buy gold and silver. We don't need to wait until the dollar is gone and then everybody runs to buy gold and silver and it's 10,000 an ounce. We know that's where it's headed. The Titanic's filling up with water. We know it's going to sink. So we don't need to wait until it sinks to get into the lifeboat. There's a hole, the water's coming in. Let's go get on the lifeboat now because we can see what's going to happen is the boat's going to sink. And we don't want to be on the boat. We want to be on the lifeboat. The dollar's being printed to death. We see it's happening. There's nothing you can do to stop it. These people don't even know what inflation is. It's the money being printed, not prices. And again, I was at the market yesterday and it's the same thing. I went and I ended up getting ribs for dinner. But the steaks were like $18, $19. They were getting expensive. The ones that were 8 or 9 are now like 13, the lesser ones. So I got ribs instead. They were $11.99 a pound, but that's versus $20 a pound. So I got ribs, made that for dinner. But in the meantime, I'm seeing all the salmon was $15 a pound. And the steaks were 18, 19 a pound. Again, that's up to the market, but that's not inflation. They're charging more because the dollar's worth less. But again, prices are not the inflation. They're the effect of the inflation, not the cause. And so that's what I was noticing was the higher prices. And I see all these buy 2 for $4 or but two 2 liters of Coke at $5, so $2.50 a piece. And that's what you see is, I mean, that's the whole point of it. You see that, and that's what we know is we know the market controls it. The market, they can't sell it. So we go inside the numbers kind of, and we go, well, wait a minute, they're not selling it at $3. It's 2 for $5 there. Because they want to sell two inventories because they can't sell any. Then I went to the meat store and get my ribs, and I'm looking at the Cokes there, and they're $3.65. Myers is $2.99. They're $3.65, selling them 2 for $5. And here's the meat store selling them at $3.66. Are they insane? Who the fuck's running that store? Some idiot? Probably the guy from the MGM in Vegas. How to ruin your store. So the prices again are set by, you can only sell it if there's a buyer for it. So if you're ever in business, the key is, do you have a buyer for your product? You do not have a buyer for an electric car. You do not have a buyer for AI. There's no value in AI. You might have a buyer, but there's no value in it. How are you gonna how are you gonna explain AI? Well, I cut 10 heads, but as soon as anything goes wrong, you're gonna fire the IT guy for bringing in AI and not realizing it doesn't work. AI doesn't work. Nobody likes it. I want to talk to a person. I don't want to talk to an AI bot. You can see it doesn't work in football. Go on fourth down. You can see it doesn't work in basketball. Shoot the 3-point shot because it's worth 3 versus 2. It's just bullshit. Um, it doesn't work, but people don't understand that. Um, anyway, that's the key to it. So again, I'm seeing prices go up, which means gold should be following. And again, gold's just being suppressed by JP Morgan. And how long can they lose money on these options? Because that's what they're losing a ton of money. People will buy it. They don't have the physical to give to them. Because again, in an option, I'm selling. That means there has to be a buyer, and the buyer gets to ask for delivery of physical gold or silver, of which they can't produce. So it's at the end. The boat's pretty much sinking. So in our world, we see the boat filling with water. We get into the lifeboat. We see the dollar being printed to zero. We know it's the end of the dollar. We get to the lifeboat, which is gold and silver, and we're doing it now. We're not waiting for the dollar to collapse. And everybody, oh, the dollar can't collapse. It's the world reserve currency. Doesn't fucking matter. Well, it's the petrodollar. Doesn't fucking matter. It's how much of it is printed. That's what fucking matters, is how many dollars are printed, not the fact we're the petrodollar or we're the world reserve currency. That doesn't fucking matter. There's still too many dollars out there. You've killed the value of it. What we're looking at is the value of the dollar being zero, not that it's the reserve currency or the petrodollar. Doesn't matter. You've printed too much. You've killed the value of it. That's what makes time travel possible. That's the whole point. It's the flux capacitor. That's the key, is the dollar has no value, not that anything else doesn't matter. And the thing with the value is the gold and silver, the Rolex, the Mantle card, the Picasso. Those have value because they have demand. Mantle, demand. Montana rookie, demand. Rice rookie, demand. Mays, Koufax, Bob Gibson, Nolan Ryan have demand because those cards have demands. They have value. You'll always have a value for the Mantle card, the Koufax card, Clemente, Jerry Rice, rookie, Montana, Brady's. You'll always have demand. Michael Jordan. So that's the key to it. So you get into the lifeboat, which is what I just told you, the Rolex and the cards and the gold and silver are your lifeboats. You either stay in something with no value, but nobody's told you there's no value, so you don't believe it, or you get the fuck out of it into something with value, which is gold and silver. Oh, Howard, I don't believe that the dollar is worthless. Well, go to the grocery store. You're paying $20 for a steak now. What is that? That's the dollar having no value. That's what it is. I think my cauliflower hit $4 for a little head of cauliflower. Like, you got to be kidding me. But the whole thing's worthless. So the good part is your mortgage and your car payment and your Visa payments, you're paying with nothing dollars. You're paying with dollars worthless. So that's the key to it. So you're paying them back with no value. That's what the U.S. is going to try to do to get out of the debt, is pay them back with inflated dollars that are worthless. But China and Japan and Germany are already getting out of the dollar and buying gold with it. The petrodollar won't work because Saudi Arabia wants gold, not dollars, for their oil. So when they sell the oil, excuse me, when they sell the oil for dollars, they're supposed to buy treasuries with it. That's the idea of the petrodollar. They're not doing it. They're taking the dollars they can buy gold with it. So they're buying gold and silver with the dollars, not treasuries. So that was the whole point of the petro. They'd always have demand for the bonds because we always overspend, but not anymore. They've caught on and said, "No, I don't want it. I want gold and silver." And even China and Japan and Germany are getting out of the treasuries and buying gold and silver with it. So the demand for gold and silver is huge, but the paper supply is 4.3 million tons versus 200,000 tons. So they're creating this fake supply that doesn't exist. There's only 200,000 tons. How the hell do you have 4 million? There's not 4 million tons of gold. They can't possibly pay it off. So this will be the end of that. It'll blow up, and then we'll have gold. We'll have gold, and gold price will finally go. So we know it's going to go up, just like we know the Titanic's going to sink, and it's just a matter of when. We got the big hit in December when it went up to 5,500 and 120 silver. So we know that's where it's heading, and it's just frustrating. It's sitting at 45.50. It's sitting at 75 silver. We're going, this doesn't make any sense. We know it's 120 silver. We know it's 5,500 gold on its way to 10,000. So all we got to focus on is the boat's sinking. We need to be in the lifeboat, and that's what we are. The dollar is sunk. The euro is sunk. These boats are sunk. But you're not going to hear the captain go, the boat's sinking. Get into the lifeboat. They won't tell you that. But that's what's happening. They'll make up, it's because of Putin we have inflation. Again, they keep saying inflation's price is going up. And look, it's 3%. They're fucking the people telling you this are idiots, or they're just good liars. But it's not 2 or 3%. It's thousands of percent, and you don't even measure inflation in percentage. That whole concept's flawed. It's money being printed, and the value of the dollar is worthless. That's how you measure inflation. The dollar doesn't buy anything. It has no value. So you switch to something with value, which is gold and silver. It's as clear as that. If you stay in dollars and you are in Amazon stock, the stock doubles for you. You haven't made anything because you're in dollars. The only way to make money in Bitcoin, stocks, bonds, real estate trust, Bitcoin is to sell it and buy gold. If you don't profit take and buy the gold and silver, take your profit, get out of Amazon, sell it. Thank you very much. You made great money. You bought Bitcoin at $2 and now it's 73,000. Sell it, take the 73,000 and go buy gold with it. You can't lose because gold is going up. Gold will hit 73,000 and you could get it for 4,500. But no, we're in Bitcoin because Michael Saylor tells us, and we don't do anything unless he tells us to, because we're a bunch of fucking morons. I don't let morons in my class. You got to have brains in my class. So you sell your Bitcoin and buy gold with it. I mean, if you can even find it, you're going to struggle to find it. And then when it shoots up, and it will shoot up, I mean, it shot up to 5,500. It's back to 50 to 45, but that's temporary. And so we'll get more. But that's the whole key to it. So anyway, keep that in mind. Free pick today. Take Milwaukee with their ace on the mound. All we can do is bet what we see, and hopefully it should win. They can't hit the guy. And then I don't know what we'll do in game one. We'll probably take San Antonio lay 3, but we'll see. It's hard because the Knicks have been hot. So let's see how the Knicks match up with Winnebago. Again, he can change the game because NBA, if you're tall, it definitely helps you. I keep sneezing. Anyway, that's really what you're looking at. You're looking at what you see and then applying it. So if we see the Titanic sinking, you either stay on the boat and sink or you get on something that's a lifeboat. If you see the dollar and the euro sinking, you get out of them and into the lifeboat, which is gold or silver, a mantle card or a Rolex. That's what you get into, preferably gold and silver for now, because that will be money. It is money, and you can use it to go to Kroger's more easier than the mantle card. You get $100,000 mantle card, you really can't go to Kroger's with it. You could sell it and get $100,000, but you really don't want money because it's not worth anything. So that's why you buy gold and silver. I can take an ounce of silver and go. I can go to my barbecue place today and use it. I don't want to because it's too cheap. It's only 75. When it hits 1,000, then we'll talk at the barbecue store, barbecue restaurant. But just think fifth dimensionally. Boat sinking, get off boat, go into lifeboat. Dollar sinking, get out of dollar, go into gold and silver, because it's going down. And there's nothing that they can do to stop it. This new Fed chairman cannot stop it. It's gone. You've printed 100 trillion. You've got a $40 trillion debt. There's nothing you can do. You're fucked. So you can either, Trump says inflation is going down at 2%. We don't care because that's not inflation. That's prices. That's a whole different market. That's the market of steak. We know it's high. We know it's going down if they want to sell it. That's not inflation. It's money being printed and worthless. And that's what we know. The money is worthless. Hope you enjoyed that. And I know I say it a lot because it's very, very important. It's going to save your lives. It's going to give you freedom. Do not get into digital money. That's a bunch of bullshit and a bunch of control. And we don't want to be slaves. We want to be free. So keep buying gold and silver. As much as you can buy half ounce of silver if you don't have a lot of money. It's $37.50 for silver, like a half ounce. Buy that. Buy as much as you can. But you don't want to have a lot of dollars. Keep in mind, people will be laid off of their job. The market will crash. The Bitcoin will go out to zero once the dollar's worthless. You'll see Bitcoin go down. All right. Well, I'm happy I heard from my Daria. It's so much better when I hear from her than when I'm wondering, is she safe? What's going on? She's in Russia. They're bombing this girl's dormitory. She's got a daughter. Is the daughter safe? And everything else. So it's very, very frustrating for me not to hear what's going on, because we would talk every day on WhatsApp and it's blocked and Telegram's blocked. And I get it. It's for safety reasons and they should block it, but it doesn't give us an outlet. So this is good. And we'll see if this new app works. All right. Anyway, have a great day. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the sun. Let's root for Milwaukee. And again, I got three unit locks going. I call them locks at 3 units. Baseball, I'm trying to just be conservative with it. 2 unit, 3 unit, maybe a 4 unit play, occasionally a 5 unit play. But I've had like 5 unit plays taking like Atlanta to win, and then they win 6-5 in 11 innings. You're going, well, that's not kind of a lock. The locks in football are like they win 38-0. They're up 38-0 at halftime, the Eagles or something, and that's the lock. That's what a lock is. But in baseball, it's too iffy. Anyway, that's what's happening. $25 for a week. Right now I'm emailing you the games. My IT guy's working on it, but he's got big problems trying to redo it. I said, well, maybe we can put it in with the football. But that gets difficult during football season because I'm going to give a password for football. And my games are in football. I don't want to start, here's baseball games with the football. That would get too difficult for football season. So again, football season prices should remain the same. $75 for a week of pro, $75 for a week of college, $100 for both. And usually that's what people buy. For the $100, they get all the pro and college and all the locks, and they make a lot of money. So anyway, have a good day. www.teaserking.com. Enjoy, be safe, and enjoy your Sunday. Go. All right. Go buy gold tomorrow. All right. Take care.